Welcome back, Nathan Nice. Today I'm going to start something new, and that is we are going to go back in time. Let's go retro. How about that, huh? Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Real Nathan Experience. I am Nathan. Hope you guys are doing pretty well. So today I'm going to be talking about not one, not two, not three, but four Bloodsport films. That's right. There was four of them, in case you didn't know that. Bloodsport 2 and 3 came up on my recommendation feed. On YouTube, I was watching Cynthia Rothrock's films. And when I saw that, I was like, wait, what? There was three of them? What the heck is going on here? And when I tried to rent these movies on DVD.com, which is affiliation with Netflix because I like to rent movies through the mail, I found Bloodsport number 4. I don't know. It just sort of happened. These movies run from 1988 until 1996. And first, we're going to start with Bloodsport. Bloodsport came out in 1988, and it starred, as you know, Jean Claude Van Damme. You know, the guy with the famous freeze face. Yeah! And the splits. The movie budget. I just got a head rush. I swear to God. The movie budget came up to $1.5 million, and it made a profit of $11 million, which is not much, but a huge success in the box office. The movie stars, as you know, Jean Claude Van Damme, Bolo Young, Donald Gibb, Leah Aries, Roy Keto, and Forrest Whitaker. Despite some of its horrible dialogue, it's a pretty good movie. The way that this movie was shot during the fight scenes was how it was back in the 80s. So it could be a little slow, and a little bit more, and a little dramatic. However, you get to see some really good cinematography when it comes to locations, and of course shooting the fight scenes and all that stuff. And you also get to see a whole array of different fighting styles in this movie, which I think is what propelled the MMA movement. However, there was some controversy surrounding this movie. According to the character of Frank Dukes, this is actually, Bloodsport is actually based off real events of this real person in the name of Frank Dukes. And the controversy of that was none of it was actually true. That it was all a lie, that everything was kind of made up. But that didn't hinder this movie at all whatsoever, because this movie is actually a cult classic and is basically loved by everybody. And that kind of overcame that. So there was no overshadowing of this controversy. But it is a really great, terrific film. This is one of the films that boosted Jean Claude's career after doing, I believe, a series of villains. After doing a series of movies where he had to play the villain, this movie gave him that shot to become the good guy, the protagonist. So, and of course, it leads to another series of films like Kickboxer, Lionheart, and all that stuff. Next up is Bloodsport 2. I'm sure that you noticed that even though it looks like him, Jean Claude Van Damme is not in this movie. He's replaced by the very talented Daniel Bernhardt. Jean Claude Van Damme really wanted to do this sequel, but I'm assuming that because of his rise to fame, he was unable to do that. Bloodsport 2 is Daniel Bernhardt's first big break and his first action film. You might recognize him from The Matrix 2, Cutter, John Wick, Atomic Blonde, and Hobbs and Shaw. So he has a very established action acting career. He is also known to be working with Chad Stahelski and David Leitch, who are directors themselves, and they directed John Wick. In fact, Bloodsport 2 is where Daniel and Chad first met. And Daniel Bernhardt is a beast of a man, standing at 6'5". Besides the lack of the story and dialogue, this movie is a pretty good, film. Only this time that the fights were a little bit more ramped up, which made it more entertaining, and it features its very first female fighter. Donald Gibb returns to the franchise, and it added Pat Morita from The Karate Kid and James Hong, which I believe is the first time that we get to see him in some actual physical action. And he pulls it off really nicely, too. After that, we have Bloodsport number 3. Same story as the second one. Bad story, bad dialogue, and some pretty sweet, awesome fight scenes. Only this time, this one's a little bit weirder because for some reason, magic is involved. Not throughout the whole movie, it's just in a couple of scenes. Daniel Bernhardt makes a return as the character Alex Cardo. I got to mention that the first time. And so does Pat Morita and James Hong, but just briefly. Chad Stahelski also returns into this franchise, but not only as an actor, but also as a fight choreographer, which makes it even more awesome because it ramps up the fights even more. And also, they are being joined by J.J. Perry, who for some reason plays a character named, now you're gonna be really blown away by this name that the character of J.J. Perry that plays. His name, J.J. Tucker. I wonder what the creative process was behind that one. Hey, let's give him a name that nobody has. Yeah, let's call him J.J. Tucker. What's that all about? Now, the stories between Bloodsport 2 and 3, they really don't line up whatsoever. However, the fights again were really awesome. We get to see a guy with a whip. I don't know what that was about. Because we have a new fight choreographer, Chad Stahelski. And this is, you have to understand, this is the very beginning of his career. This is how his career started as a fight choreographer all the way up to a director. It was because of this movie. But because of his experience and his choreography, again, it ramped up all the fights, which made this movie even much more enjoyable. Now, let's talk about Bloodsport 4, The Dark Kumite. Yeah. Oh, boy. So, Daniel Bernhardt comes back, only this time he's playing a totally different character. The character's name is John Keller, and he is a cop on the trail of a cop killer. The name of this cop killer is Shrek. No, not that Shrek. Shrek. That's the only name I got. And besides, it's spelled differently. It's, well, you know what? I'll just... put it in the subtitle down below. But this character is played by Stavros Milksakis. Stavros Milksakis, who is a beast of a man. He unfortunately died on January 18th of 2019. He was 59 years old. However, he was a renowned MMA fighter back in the 80s and 90s, which is probably why he has such an intimidating presence. Unfortunately, I don't have any clips from this movie, but it really wasn't that good. In fact, during an interview that Dane Bernhardt did with Scott Adkins on his YouTube channel called The Art of Action. Side note, Scott Adkins is also a stunt guy and a martial arts actor himself. Dane Bernhardt didn't even want to talk about it either. So it's actually one of those films he's not really proud of, especially when it comes to playing a different character. The movie was bad, the dialogue was bad, the story was bad, right down to the sound effects. The sound effects were really bad. I avoided it if possible, but I'm sure you're going to check it out anyway because I brought it to your attention. Sorry. If you guys would like to know where you can watch these movies, Bloodsport is on Netflix right now. It is still out on Netflix. I just checked before I came on. Bloodsport 2 and 3 is still out on YouTube. You just have to type it in the search. Hopefully they're still there. And Bloodsport 4 is out on DVD.com. Before I conclude, I would like to say that none of the villains in this franchise even come close to the intimidation factor that Bolo Yeung has in this series. Bolo Yeung was a beast and the best at what he does. And that is it for this video. Thank you for sticking around for this long. I'm pretty sure this is a long video. If you like this video, please hit that like button down below. Leave some comments down below. Tell me what you thought about this film series. Did you even know this was a film franchise? Please let me know. And subscribe. And that is it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Wear your mask. Take a break. Do whatever. Smile. Do all those great things. And live long and prosper. Peace out. And I will see you guys on the bounce.